Hey guys, James Wilson-Taylor here for Roxanne. We are backstage at Reading Leeds Festival 2023. Pinkshift on the lineup and the band join me now. How are you guys?
We're doing good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Doing good. Recovered from Reading? How was that show yesterday?
It was all right. It's pretty. I'm looking forward to today, though.
Yeah.
They say the crowds are rowdier here.
I mean, that's the North. I don't want to put any big North-South divides out there, but it tends to be that we get a little rowdier up here, I gotta say.
I think
like that.
last time we spoke, we were at Slam Dunk.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like end of May, beginning of June, and the allergies were hitting me horribly. Like my eyes, like I couldn't even hear anything. So it's nice to come at a season where I can just exist in peace.
I mean, you're upping your vitamin C as well.
Oh,
the minute you came in
I just
there.
can't let it go.
This is it. That makes a lot of sense. You got to get that self-care in. That makes a lot of sense. Well, exciting news from kind of Pinkshift camp. Obviously, the EP is on the way now. It's kind of out there. It's been announced. Tell me a little bit about that. When you've been working on this, has this been kind of writing on the road? Do you take some time out to work on this? Tell me a little bit about what's going on there.
A lot of the songs, the 3 songs that will be on the EP, we're kind of in the works for the past year or so.
Like
To
right
me,
when we started touring. Well, right when we started touring, basically, we kind of like in between whenever we had breaks, because the album was really written without any touring or anything really in there. So these songs were kind of written throughout the past year, which was crazy. We were we were going everywhere. So to me, which was the song that was the first one on the EP that we released, we were actually playing it, jamming it out, kind of writing it on the road, at shows.
Oh wow.
Yeah, just like, hey guys, we're gonna jam for a second, just this new song, I don't know. So,
oh wait, not even in sound check or anything, literally in front of the crowd.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah. So it kind of developed in that way too, and so a couple of the other songs are kind of like that. I mean, but yeah.
It was to me, it was one of those songs that we would just try out every single night, and then something would change, throughout the tour, because we were just jamming it out and improvising and everything.
We had to take videos and stuff.
Yeah.
That's great.
I remember we were putting down the drums in MIDI, on Logic in Paul's apartment, and I had to pull up a video from one of the performances that we demoed that song out on tour to be all right, what did I play, and what do I like from this and what do I not like from this. But yeah, basically we just had ideas floating around throughout the year, and they really became contextualized through the EP. We decided on putting certain songs to into the EP, and then with everything that was going on, they actually started to make sense.
Right, sure. It's really interesting because we've been having some chats with a couple of bands today where we've talked about them putting out a record, and then, as you guys know, the minute you get songs out in front of a live crowd, once an album's out, whatever, they change because you see the reactions, and it's oh, maybe we go a little heavier over here, maybe we do this over here, that kind of thing. To then do that with a brand new song as you're writing it, it's that's a whole other ball game. But I get it. That kind of makes sense.
It's nice. It's immediate feedback. It's test runs.
I think also it was nice because we had been playing all the songs off the album, and we're just kind of we just want to do something different, you know, because it's you're playing the same set over and over again. So it was the one time in this set where we're just all right guys, we're just gonna fuck around, it's just actually really fun to just perform and improv and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's got to be nice as well because we got to play with kind of lots of different crowds. I mean, I know there's been, a few very, very cool support slots and all that kind of thing. I've got to particularly mention LS Dunes because, again, I think the last time we spoke, we were talking about, dream collabs and all those things. And, the Frank's in there and he's, a My Chem boy as well and everything. But I love that entire line. Oh, there we go. Show it. Man, that's actually a sick hoodie as well, by the way. I want one of those.
I came in my LS Dunes hoodie and my LS Dunes rain jacket.
That's so good.
Yeah.
We paid in merch for the show. So
no, they were really kind. They just let us,
really
they just kind of gave us our merch.
Good
and,
guys, man. That must have been a great one to play for, though.
It was a dream. Yeah, just getting to watch them all up close. And it's not just Frank, but it's Anthony and Travis.
The whole lineup's unreal.
It's a whole super group, and you get to see how these pros from different bands come together and create something completely new, and just learning how very different musicians collaborate, which is kind of us. We're all very different musicians, have different backgrounds. They had VIP sessions that we sat in on and just got a chance to get some really insightful perspective from them. A lot of learning on that tour.
It was really cool because during sound check they would jam new songs. like they were writing during sound check, and
great.
I was like, oh snap, like we do that, like the way that they were like talking to each other and just like putting out ideas and like suggesting different things to each other. It was like really awesome to see, and like I don't know, like seeing like pros at that level just like have the same kind of processes that we do is like really cool to see.
Yeah, it's gotta be such a like interesting curve for you guys as well to just now be playing in front of crowds that aren't your own, because I feel like it happened quite quick for you guys, that live following, which is great, but then to immediately then go out and play in front of people who probably maybe haven't heard of you. A lot of that crowd, you know, they're there to see a different band. Obviously it's the nature of a sports show, right? What are the challenges there, and like what are the kind of learnings got you when you get in front of those kinds of crowds?
I mean, a lot of it is kind of, I mean, yeah, we've been doing pretty much support tours this whole year, and like a lot, you know, so it's like every crowd is different based on who you're supporting, and kind of just like, okay, like what do they care about, you know, like how do I connect with these people, you know, like what do they like, you know, not even like pandering or anything like that, but it's just like connecting to somebody, you know. So it's just like, okay, yeah, like getting to know them is another thing, and it's nice because also it's just like, you know, you're supporting the same band every night, so almost every night, no matter what city you're in, the crowd is very similar. So, you know, it's just like getting to know a band's crowd is almost like getting to know them.
I get that. Yeah.
So it's like it was really nice. Like they were really sweet, like a lot of them. They were really kind. And they were really supportive of us just as openers, and so that was, it's been really nice because we've had that experience pretty much. Like everybody's super sweet and supportive, and obviously the first couple songs are just like staring at you because they're like, okay, who is this, you know, like processing information. But like by the end they're like, okay, cool, this is awesome, like I'm excited about this, I want to like listen to this more. And
that's great.
I think that's been really cool, is like making friends, you know, like
for sure,
it's like on a larger scale.
Oh, it's why you do support slots, man. It's exactly the reason, like, so you can actually build that community and get in front of new people who might actually check it out and go, yeah, this works for me. It makes a lot of sense there. It really does. In terms of what's coming next, so obviously, like we say, the EP is kind of round the corner, the single's out there. How far ahead do you guys tend to think in terms of more new music? Like, obviously we've got the 3 tracks there. How much other stuff we playing with? What are we kind of thinking in terms of future bigger releases?
I mean, on the LS Dunes tour, we got like, we obviously don't have any finished songs, but we have like 5, 6 demos that were kind of like just being worked on, not on stage, but just kind of like in the van. A street that got like a baby Taylor acoustic. That's just kind of like our little imagination station.
I call it
and
it's
really nice.
That's great.
Yeah, while someone's driving, someone can just pick up the guitar, and we're just kind of writing songs on the drive, which is fun. It's kind of a relaxing way to do it. But, you know, we kind of have our plans as soon as we have a fall headliner in the States, just kind of Midwest, Northeast shows. And as soon as that's done, you know, when like Thanksgiving, Christmas rolls around, we're like kind of bunkering down and really just
getting in writing mode
and getting this second record out. Well, not out. Getting ready to be recorded. Yeah.
Getting ready to go with it, for sure. What are the kind of aims going in? Because, I mean, it's got to be an interesting thing. You did the debut, great reaction. Like we say, the following's clearly building there. Yeah. It's that classic phrase that you got your whole life to write your debut, and then, like, you know, a year and change to do the second one. What did you learn making the debut that you think is going to feed into the process of actually doing this next one?
The main thing that I took away from the first one was that we went into the studio with everything almost fully written. Like, there was obviously everything is subject to change. There's a lot of room for change, but we kind of. Yeah, we kind of knew what we wanted. We had a very clear like sound for what we wanted to go for.
We also had very like restricted time in terms of how long we were in the studio, because we had a tour like right after we were out of the studio, and we had like 3 weeks. So we really came in like overly prepared, pretty much.
Yeah.
Not in a bad way, just in like like the first record, it was truly just like, okay, like we're just recording it, you know?
Just recording it, yeah. I think this time around, I'm personally going to leave a little bit more room for writing in the studio, writing with a producer, and kind of just seeing what magic can come of, you know, actually having someone else songwrite with us too.
We kind of had that experience with the EP, not necessarily like songwriting wise, but just like leaving space and not having everything completely done. Because, you know, I mean, at least the first record, like Paul comes in like pretty much producing it, like before we even get into the studio. So with the EP, like we had a lot more space. We added like synths and pads and different kinds of instruments. And like, as you know, as we're recording, we're like, oh, this would be cool. You know, just like, okay, like there's space for it. So we're trying to kind of give space for that creative process while you're recording something, you know, to like, for those little ideas when they pop up, like, okay, there's space for that.
Yeah.
So having there be like a little bit more of a flow and, you know, just like letting it kind of just like happen, trusting the process. I think before we weren't familiar with the process. So we're just kind of like, we have to have it all done and then we go in.
Definitely would want a little more than a couple weeks to record it this time around.
You can afford that now. It'll be fine. It'll be chill.
Yeah.
Time's there. It'll be all right. It'll be all good. Guys, I'm going to let you go, but have a great rest of your week and have a great set tonight. And I'm sure we'll catch you back here in the UK very soon. I'm hoping, right? UK
Absolutely.
plans.
Yeah, thank you so much. It was great seeing you again.
No, good to see you guys.
So nice seeing you again. Hell yeah.
That's good.
Thanks.
There it is. Pinkshift, everybody.